Thank you, Andrei. Paul GAVAN on behalf of the United European Left. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to begin with a quotation from UN Special Rapporteur for Palestine, Francesca Albanese, from her latest report. She tells us that over 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, including more than 13,000 children. Over 12,000 are presumed dead and 71,000 injured. She says thousands of families have been wiped out. Many could not bury and mourn their relatives, forced instead to leave their bodies decomposing in homes, in the street, or under the rubble. Ms. Albanese concluded that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the threshold of genocide has been met. This followed the International Court of Justice instruction in January to Israel to take all possible measures to prevent genocidal acts as outlined in Article 2 of the 1948 Genocide Convention. It is unbelievable that this Human Rights Assembly had originally planned not to include the issue of Gaza this week. Yesterday, this Assembly called for the seizure of Russian assets to rebuild Ukraine. Who here will be calling for the seizure of Israeli assets to rebuild Gaza? Any takers? Apparently some occupations are absolutely fine with this Assembly. I find the double standards here incredible. We are all witnesses to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. We've had a week dominated by the issue of one illegal occupation, but the same people grandstanding on Ukraine have nothing to say about a genocide literally taking place as we speak within another illegal occupation. And what I find most shocking is that 6 months into this unfolding horror, the Secretary General of this institution still has nothing to say about the genocide taking place, even as children are dying by imposed starvation. It is not just the apartheid state of Israel that must be held to account. Those countries that continue to supply the military hardware that allows Israel to keep the slaughter of Palestinian women and children going, the US, Germany and Britain in particular, must also answer for their actions. Nobody is fooled by expressions of concern by their leaders, even as they continue to stoke the IDF war machine with fresh arms sales. The fact that Germany will now be tried at the International Court of Justice to establish if once again it has become involved in genocide is truly a mark of shame. We must respond to the war crimes being committed in Gaza. We need an immediate ceasefire. We need an immediate arms embargo against Israel, the ending of the EU-Israel trade agreement. We need real European pressure to end the slaughter. My message on behalf of the United European Left is ceasefire now and justice for the people of Palestine.